Welcome back, you guys. We are back at our Pottsboro vacation home, but today we're actually in the casita, which is the guest house. This is a really special part of this project because my design team helped design this from the ground up. And today we're in one of the guest rooms in the casita, and I want to give you just some of my favorite tips and tricks when you want to design a guest bedroom. All right, so for my first one, it's all about layered bedding options. Like most married couples out there, if you're like myself and my husband, one of you sleeps hot, one of you sleeps cold, and so you're always arguing about what kind of bedding you're gonna get. So when you're creating a guest bedroom, you want to give your guest options. So we love to give a nice soft sheet. We typically use a sateen sheet or often a jersey sheet. Both of those are really soft options that neither go too hot or either cold. They're also really budget-friendly options too. On top of the sheets, we love to put a really light quilt. And then on top of that, we want to layer it with a duvet and a duvet insert. And that's really for the people that sleep really cold and they need all of the layers on top of them to keep them warm. For my second tip for designing guest spaces, this really isn't a design element, more as just something that's practical that'll make your guests feel really at home, even if you don't want them to feel too at home. And what that is giving them a storage option. And it doesn't have to be a lot. They may be a short-term guest or they may be a long-term guest. So something that we keep in mind when designing these spaces is giving them that option either in nightstands with storage, with drawers that you can pull out, or an actual dresser that they can put stuff on or put stuff in. A lot of people, even if they're not unpacking their suitcase and putting clothes in there, typically you have a guest who has something they bring with them that is something of high value, like laptops, electronics, and you want them to feel comfortable in a place that they can just kind of tuck that away and have it be private and set away from all of the other stuff. So the third option I want to talk to you about is pillows. You want to give them pillow options. And you'll hear me talk about options when it comes to guest bedrooms. So when it comes to pillows, our rule of thumb at our design firm, and it doesn't matter if it's a king size bed, a queen size bed, or a full size bed, is to give them 4 pillow options to sleep on. So it's gonna be sets of 2. The bottom 2, we always select a harder, more dense pillow. And then the 2 layered on top of that are more fluffy, more comfortable pillows for people who like to sleep on a marshmallow. That would be my husband. I like sleeping on concrete, so I always go for the lower pillow on that one. But we want to give our guests options. For my fourth is something that you will probably hear me talk about all the time, and that's blackout curtains. These are an absolute must-have in any guest space, in any bedroom for that matter, but we make sure at our design firm to put them in every single guest space. This gives them that hotel vibe that they were looking for. It also gives them full privacy as well. The fifth point is, again, it's not really a design element so much as something that is just practical and helpful for your guests. And that's making sure that they have chargers for the phone that are easily accessible. And also something that we love to pop in there is you can print out your Wi-Fi network and their password, put it in a cute little frame, and put it either on a nightstand or a console, because that is something that your guest is always going to need and will always ask for. Thank you so much for tuning into this one, talking all about the tips and tricks for designing a guest bedroom. And remember, it's not always about the design aesthetic. Sometimes you really need to make sure that there's the proper function in a room, and in guest bedrooms, that is so important. Thank you so much, and stay tuned for more.